return, but just getting the new guys up to speed with some of our terminology and execution pieces. Most of practice was non-contact with a little contact portion towards the end. We're trying to do a little bit more of live work each of the next 3 days or 3 days total, building into what we have scheduled as an off day on Wednesday. So, I was happy with how today's practice went.
Do you get any sense of the difference between a practice like today's and one from last training camp when everything was a bit more traditional? Is it too early to say?
No, it's dramatically different. Not having a month's worth of pickup games and knowledge that our guys have been playing and are in good shape, makes you very cautious with how much that we're going to try to do, early on in this camp. And we don't have our Exhibit 10 guys. We don't have some of the coaching associates, interns that we typically have to throw into drills. So, we're very much more shorthanded than we would have been this time last year. And, but we just got to make the best of it. This is what everybody league-wide is encountering. And, we're adapting, and we're going to make the best of it.
Dave?
Hey, Frank, did you have all your players practice today?
Well, we Quinn Cook just signed, so he has to go through the protocols of, I think, 6 or 7 days of testing still from the time he signed. So he'll be out for the first few days of this week. I think he's going to be cleared on Thursday for Thursday's practice. But we did not have him today, and we did not have a full slate of the rest of the guys either. But I prefer not to get into how many guys were not here or which guys were not here.
Dan Wookie?
Hey Frank, how long are you guys gonna have to walk that tightrope between, the how hard we're gonna work guys and not overworking guys? Is this gonna be kind of a months-long process just based on sort of the circumstances?
I honestly think it's going to be all year long. And look, every year, that's part of the coach's job is to measure this with whatever environment you're building up to. But I think the early stages is where you're going to feel it the most and be concerned about it the most. First week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. When you get into playing real games, I think that first week of real regular season games. The intensity ramps up naturally, so there's going to be a concern with how much you're doing then. But it will be something that we measure all year.
Malgoon?
Hey Frank, at the end of the week with this game against the Clippers, obviously it's a preseason game, but what are your goals? I mean, with your limitations that you have with the bodies on the court and the conditioning level, I guess with some guys not being able to practice, what do you hope to do by Friday and show up the court?
Well, we're beginning. I mean, this is the season now. We have to put our system in. We got to build our offensive system each day, build our coverages out, make sure everybody's on the same page with that. And that first game will be the first opportunity to try what we've been working on, against an opponent just like any other year. I do think that there will be a big mindset to, just preserve minutes with our regular season big minute guys as much as possible, and just try to take the first step for our team while staying healthy.
Delorme?
Hey Frank, good to see you. A couple of questions here that go hand in hand. Are you able to contextualize, without getting too specific, how much of your team you had? I mean, you said you didn't have a full roster. That could theoretically be you only had 2 players versus you got 13. Could you possibly contextualize how much of your team generally you had? And then 2, are you at all able to prepare in any way for sort of the unpredictability of this time? Like, do you have to approach this differently, or do you build something into the way you're approaching training camp because you don't know if you're going to have everybody at all times? does your experience starting off in the bubble help you?
I do think starting off in the bubble helped us for trying to manage this phase right now. It's more like that second restart training camp than the September training camp that we had last year. We will manage it that type of way. And in terms of contextualizing how many players we had, we did have most of our roster available for practice today.
Brett Turner. Hello, Frank. How are you?
Good.
Good. How much time, or will you spend any time each day reminding guys about the COVID-19 protocols? And are you paying attention to other teams like Portland have to shut down their facility, I think, for a day or two because they had some tests?
For sure, we are paying attention to other teams and really other leagues as well. We're sort of new to the game. We, the NBA, are new to the game in terms of playing professional sports outside of a bubble. So we've been able to observe and learn lessons from baseball and the NFL, college football, college basketball, about how things look. And it's still going to be very new to us, but we are measuring that with other sports and with other teams in our league. And we have already talked about making sure that our team follows the protocols for a variety of reasons. We do not want our guys to get sick, to get positive tests, staff or players. We want to try to be as safe as possible. We do not want to lose personnel for not following the protocols, and we certainly don't want to be penalized for anybody on our program not following the protocols. So we're putting a heavy emphasis on playing by the rules here, and just for a variety of reasons.
All right, we've got time for two more. Mark Medina, please.
Hey Frank, good to see you. The fact that you guys have been accustomed in the bubble of playing without fans, to what extent do you think that'll make this process easier this season? And I guess what adjustments still will go into tail knowing the scope of that is a lot bigger because you're playing bigger arenas.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I don't think we make any adjustments really, other than the experience we had in the bubble. We know what it's like playing without fans. We know that we have to generate our own energy from the bench, and that's just that's how it was in the bubble. And I think it will be different, even though it's the same fanless environment. I think it will be different in these larger arenas. It'll probably feel more unusual. But we'll have to see when that day comes.
Last one for you, Alan Sliwa, please.
Hey, Coach. How much different is it during a regular season where, I guess you could say training camp leaks into obviously preseason, leaks into the regular season? Is it that significant of a difference? Like, do you expect this year where maybe the first 10, 15, 20 games significantly different from just kind of getting your guys ready than previous seasons?
Well, I do think that the build-up, so to speak, will carry over into the regular season. I think typically you have 6 or 8 preseason games,